would you consider this one of Chicago's perfect burgers? There's a handful, like maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 perfect burgers in Chicago.
I would agree in that number, and yes, this is in that number. Absolutely. And definitely for the price, too.
What's up, guys? It's Corey Wagner, and today I'm going to be taking you guys to try 5 of Chicago's most iconic foods. And this is episode 3 of my Chicago's Iconic Foods series, so make sure you go check out episodes 1 and 2 so you can see the other 10 iconic Chicago foods that I'm featuring in this series. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the other fun videos I got coming down the pipeline. I know I've got coming up Chicago's Best Cheap Tacos video and a video on my favorite Chicago hot dog stand, so don't miss out on it. And make sure you stay to the end of today's video because the last spot I'm taking you guys to has not only what I consider to be maybe the most underrated all-time burger topping ever, but they are also serving what I consider to be one of Chicago's rare perfect burgers. You're gonna wanna check it out. And one last thing before, sorry, pissed off the puppy on that one. I didn't mean it. I'm just trying to do my intro. Also, how do you guys feel about the new addition to the home, the lava lamp? Kylie and I were talking about, we're bringing back the lava lamps. They're sick. Anyways, one last thing to chat about before we get into the food. Just had to do a quick shout out. I started a Patreon and I got 4 folks who have joined. So just want to say a huge thank you to Jeff and Chef Jeff and Reese and Higby. My goal is to get enough support that I don't ever have to make any sort of sponsored content and I can just make videos for the folks who want to see cool stories about Chicago. So if you want some behind the scenes and early content and to support someone who loves Chicago and is trying to tell Chicago stories, I'm trying to make content just for you guys, so help me get there. Anyways, enough chatter about me trying to make a living off of this. Let's go get to some food, eh? God, today's gonna be such a delicious.
Your cocaine, just to know what it could do. I had to try it again, just to give it a second chance. But it tore out my soul, passed out, crashed out on a mat.
If you're caught up on this 3-part series on Chicago's iconic foods, then at this point you probably already know which side of Chicago we're headed to first. That's right, we're headed towards the home of most of Chicago's iconic foods. We're headed to Chicago's South Side. And to be more specific, we're starting off at a legendary spot in the Chicago Lawn neighborhood, Fat Johnny's. Opening in 1972 by John Palikowski, John wasn't always in the food business. He first worked at the Nabisco factory until a truck driver strike, at which point John decided, screw it, I'm getting a hot dog cart. He eventually talked his dad into letting him and his brother build the Fat Johnny's shack on his childhood home's lot, and he worked 7 days a week for the first 25 years this place was in business to make it what it is today. A legendary spot that popularized one of the weirdest and most interesting sandwiches we'll be getting during this series. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting the mother-in-law sandwich at Fat Johnny's.
So easy to hide in the.
All right, guys, you're seeing it right over the shoulder there, Fat Johnny's. Excited to get a mother-in-law sandwich. Let's check it out.
Everybody likes to eat. Of course, each may have his own individual preference, but no matter whether it's a hot dog at the county fair or a full-course dinner at the Ritz, there's no denying that people like to eat.
And here we are, the famous Fat Johnny's with their hand-painted signage that tells me just about everything I need to know about this amazing spot. I see this and right away I know that Fat Johnny's and the food they serve are made for and by people who get the job done themselves. And that's exactly the type of place that you'll want to look for when first trying a mother-in-law sandwich. And if you're wondering where the idea for this sandwich oddity came from, apparently John was in 8th grade when he bought something similar from a Lithuanian American from the neighborhood named Pete. A Chicago-style tamale and a hot dog bun and covered in chili. That's right, that's a Mexican food inside of a classic American bun, first seen from a Lithuanian guy and made popular by a Polish dude. If that isn't American, I don't know what is.
Can we talk about how all the time we spent together we made up?
Oh my God, guys. my first ever mother-in-law, and this is absolute insanity. I mean, what do we got on here? First off, poppy seed bun, then it's the tamale covered in chili sauce. I asked for everything on there. That gives us tomato, looks like relish and onion, and inexplicably, we have this massive slice of cucumber also involved. I don't understand this sandwich, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for it. This is just absolute insanity. I mean, look at this thing. Okay, this is a messy beast, so we're gonna get into it. Let's give it a go. Okay, yeah, look. It's not bad. Is it insane? Yeah. I feel like the tamale is like just gonna be really like a lot of filler that you're getting in there, but this is nuts. I gotta try a little bite with the cucumber here. Okay. Yeah, look. Does it need to exist? No. Am I glad it exists? Yeah. This is absolute. Here, get a little closer for me here. There's no other way to describe it except for absolute insanity. I read online that this may be called a mother-in-law sandwich because it's so messy and complicated. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read on the internet. Okay, so a couple facts about this thing. $4, cash only there. Let's get another bite here. Okay. The chili's doing the big work. Uses Chicago style tamales. I read that online. I don't know the different styles of tamales, but apparently this is a Chicago specific tamale. I love the Americanness of it. I love like a Polish dude learned this from a Lithuanian dude, and it's got Mexican food inside of an American item with the chili dog. This is just absolute insanity. It's America at its finest. It's everything I love about the fact that we live in a country that allows immigrants from all over the world to come in. Hopefully we continue to do that. And then we see what comes out the other end. This fun melting pot existence is part and parcel with what I love about America, and I think it's really cool. And yeah, I'm glad I checked out. Is it my favorite item that we've had in this iconic food series? No, it's not. I like it. I don't love it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Fun to eat, fun to say I've had, but not my favorite thing on the list. Most foods on this list are particularly amazing. But hey, we've still got a ton of great more fun food items to get to, including maybe my favorite hamburger in Chicago. One of a handful of what I consider to be perfect hamburgers in Chicago. We're gonna get to that later today, but first, we've got another classic Chicago item to cross off this list. Let's go grab ourselves a pizza puff. All right, let's cruise.
Wrote me a letter with a blue note stationery pen about the longing and the love.
And now we're headed to feast on a Chicago staple. Technically, we're about to snag a Panzerotti, but just about everyone in Chicago knows them by their other name. We're on our way to get a pizza puff. And I'm not sure how many people realize it, but the pizza puff was invented and is still produced by the Illinois Tamale Company. Yeah, you heard that right. Chicago's favorite Italian treat was created by a tamale company, and one that was founded by an Iranian-Assyrian immigrant. Alicia Sabaz started the company in 1927 after making money as a kid rolling tamales for a pushcart at the rate of 1 penny per tamale he rolled. But Alicia was industrious and eventually ended up buying out almost every pushcart in the city before eventually founding the Illinois Tamale Company. But it wasn't until the 70s that Alicia's grandson, Warren Shabazz, invented the pizza puff in an attempt to help the company compete with an emerging Chicago Italian population in the midst of a pizza craze. Now these beauties are sold all over the city, so where are we going to get one? Well, if this series is about icons, then it only makes sense to head to the North Lawndale neighborhood and to the oldest continuously operated hot dog stand in Chicago. We're headed to Dave's Red Hots.
If I count up the months that I've been sitting down here, it wouldn't add up to the time I spent with you.
All right, legendary spot. We're about to head into Dave's. You can see their signage over my shoulder there. Let's cruise on in. Founded in 1938 by Russian immigrant Dave Kaplan, who first tried his luck with a cigar store and then a candy shop before finding success with a hot dog stand, this place is an institution. In 1971, it was sold to the Fountain family that's been running it ever since. You take one look at the inside of this place and you know it's got stories to tell. The last time I ate here, I talked to a woman who had been going there for over 60 years. This is that type of neighborhood establishment. This is Dave's Red Hots. And this is a great place to celebrate a great Chicago food like a pizza puff. A delicious, flaky, hand-folded pastry filled with pizza sauce, cheese, and if you're me, you're getting the one with Italian sausage. Just like Dave's Red Hots, it's simple, but it's a classic. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the pizza puff. Let's bust this bad boy open. Oh yeah, come on, look at that. Look at that. That is just delicious. All right, let's bring it in. All right, time to feast. I think this is a delicacy. I had a friend disagree with me last night. I was telling about this. Someone who you actually see, a surprise. That's coming later in the video, actually. A gentleman coming to join the video. But he's not a fan of the pizza puff. I got the beef, that's what I always go with. Let's get into this. Yep, amazing. I mean, look, I'm partial to Hot Pockets, so to get an elevated Hot Pocket, that's what essentially I feel like this is. I love it. Super, super crisp. Also, Dave's crushed it with this. They killed it. Perfectly deep fried. Don't get a microwave, in my opinion. I'm all about the deep fried move. These are great. $6.25 there, but which seems expensive until you realize it's because it comes with the old sack of fries. There's a big old thing of fries. Pretty good. Classic fries. Not my favorite, but not bad. That has a lot of French fries, to be quite honest with you. Not going to get too much of the French fries because we have such a big day of feasting, but this is great. I also just think it's so interesting, like the pizza puff coming from a tamale company kind of blows my mind. Alicia, I don't think I'm saying that right, but it might be. Alicia, the guy who invented he started the company, the tamale company. He came over to this country in 1898, and then to have his grandson invent this, believe it or not, actually it's a fun fact I found out about. These were invented during the 70s Chicago deep dish pizza craze. Boom, the pizza puff was born. That is just damn good pizza puff. It really is just like a way better Hot Pocket. They have a couple different flavors. I think there's a cheese only, a beef and a pepperoni. I always go beef. Dave's damn near did it perfect. I mean, crispy, fantastic, goodness. And how cool, the oldest continuously run hot dog stand in the city. And in one of the most famous hot dog cities in America at that. I'll tell you what, I'm one happy camper after that. That hit the spot. Now we're gonna keep the train rolling. We're one step closer to me revealing what I consider to be one of the perfect burgers in Chicago. I can't wait to take you guys there, but first, you guys talked about it a ton in my video that showcased the Italian beef. I know I chose the OG spot. Now I'm taking you to my favorite beef spot for a different delicacy. We're heading to Johnny's Beef, where legends are born. Let's And now we're off northwest past the birthplace of Hemingway and the offices of Frank Lloyd Wright. We're headed to Elmwood Park and to Johnny's Beef. Founded in 1961 by Johnny Rados and now owned by his son-in-law Frank Stompanato, they make my favorite Italian beef, but that's not what we're here for. We're on our way to try the beef's bastard cousin, the Italian combo.
Can see, then how could they care? You cannot talk, so I read your lips. You say I never thought it would come to this, but Violet, I think I'm gonna love you for a long time. Yeah, Violet, I think I'm gonna.
All right, guys, Johnny's Beef, legendary spot. Let's pop on in there, get ourselves an Italian combo, huh? Johnny's Beef. Almost always a line and never a disappointment. You can look at this place and tell it's going to be good. A classic sign, quick counter service, limited seating. There's just no chance a place like this is going to be bad, and you certainly can't go wrong with the Italian combo. And the most American move I can think of, Chicagoans took their classic Italian beef sandwich and answered the question, what if we add more meat? That's right, you take a messy, delicious Italian beef, which at Johnny's roasts for 4 hours in juices and Johnny's mother-in-law's seasoning before being put in a fridge overnight so they can slice it extra thin. Then you take their amazing charbroiled Italian sausage and you slip that in there, and what do you have? One of the best goddamn foods on the planet, the Italian combo. Oh my God. Now this might not look like much to you guys, that Italian sausage right there, the Italian beef on top, but to Chicagoans, this is God's gift. I mean, this is truly an incredible delicacy. What do we got on here? I got a little bit wet. This is the Italian beef, some hot peppers, an Italian sausage, all mashed into one. Talk about American, I mean, unbelievable. All right, we gotta get a bite of this guy, huh? Oh my God, wow. I'm sorry I gotta bring you in for this. That is phenomenal. I've never had their Italian combo. I've read many times that it's one of the best. If not the best, and they're already one of my 3 perfect Italian beefs in the city. That's really good. You know who's got an underrated Italian combo? Clark Street Dogs, swear to God. Not known for their beefs, damn good Italian beef, damn good Italian combo, and they got a bar in there. Think about it. All right, I gotta get another bite of this. Oh, I love it. Man, the Italian sausage has a little kick to it. Obviously, the hot peppers have a little kick to it. I mean, I know this doesn't make sense to non-Chicago folk, but the soggy bread, I swear to God, it's something so perfect about it. And to be able to like walk out the door, this combo, which is a good something, I mean, you're gonna be feeling fine after this. $9.23, and that's after taxes. I just think in today's day and age, with today's prices, that is tough, man. All right, we gotta get one more bite in here. Man, Johnny's Beef was worth the drive, man. I don't come out here too often, maybe like, this might be like 6 or 7 time out here, but it's worth it. And I know I mentioned this on the way in a little bit, but if you're looking for fun stuff to do out in this area, Frank Lloyd Wright's office is here. Also, Hemingway's childhood home, which I think also you can do a tour of that. But there's some really fun stuff to do around here. The last time I came through here for this vlog, it was closed, like randomly, it was closed that day. And there was a dude who got out of his car and was like, oh man, I just drove here from Iowa for this Italian beef. Damn. So Johnny's is closed because it's Memorial Day, which is fine. We're gonna find something else. But this poor gentleman who just pulled up, he drove from Iowa and it's closed. Imagine that, Iowa. He was so bummed out. I'll never forget that. Think about it all the time. Johnny's, God, well done. That is just so freaking good. I'm gonna take a few more bites off camera. I gotta somehow save room because I've still got 2 amazing sandwiches. One, we're still inching our way closer to one of the perfect Chicago hamburgers in the city. And then 2, the place we're headed to right now, let's cruise. We're getting a famous Chicago delicacy sandwich. We're gonna go slam an Jibarito. Let's cruise. God, this is so good. Now we make our way north and west to a restaurant that got its start in Humboldt Park but now lives in Chicago's North Center neighborhood. We're headed to Borinquen. Started in 1996 by Juan Figueroa, who came to the US in '76, and after a couple of failed liquor stores and restaurants, opened the place that brought the Jibarito to Chicago. Supposedly, Juan read an article in the Puerto Rican newspaper El Vaquero about a sandwich invented by Jorge Munez after he ran out of bread and decided to use fried plantains to make a sandwich. Juan loved the idea and started making a steak version at his restaurant, and the Jibarito sandwich took off. I love that Borinquen is still ran by the same family and is still serving the same delicacy they popularized in the US, albeit at a new location. Now let's go check this place out.
For shelter and insurance, 'cause the only thing I know for sure is that I don't know how it's gonna go, and that'll break you if you let in my chest.
Alright guys, here we are, Borinquen. Let's go get ourselves some fried plantains. Time for some Jibaritos. Let's cruise on in. Located at 3811 Northwestern Avenue, this newer build doesn't have the older look of most of the classic spots I've taken you to on this series, but just because this place doesn't scratch the classic itch I love so much, doesn't mean it isn't a place I'd love to grab a drink at. They've got a great bar I wouldn't mind grabbing a beer at, and they don't seem stuffy, which because of the way I look and dress is my usual biggest turnoff to a restaurant. But we're not here for the ambiance, we're here for the food, so let's get into it.
I miss you. Rather that would leave my brain.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. The Jibarito dudes. What you're seeing right there, that's fried plantains. This is an amazing dish. We got the OG. The OG is made with steak. It's got tomato, it's got cheese, it's got lettuce, it's got garlic sauce, and yeah, it's like a Chicago original. Technically invented in Puerto Rico, but popularized in the States. Let's chomp away, guys, huh? Oh yeah, there's so much to love about this. One, it's a garlic lover's dream. Two, it's unique. I mean, I've had fried plantains before, but never as a sandwich bread. It's brilliant. And how cool that's like, basically this is a Chicago food. The garlic is so good. Is it the greatest steak in the world? No. Is it the greatest sandwich in the world? Also no. But is it freaking awesome and delicious? Yeah. If you haven't tried one of these, you need to. I want to go to the OG spot. They don't serve my favorite Jibaritos in the city. They're just are the OG spot. So there are ones where you can get like better quality steak and stuff, but this is really good. Especially if you are a garlic lover, my lord. $11 for this before tax, so not bad. It was like $12.43 or something like that. And not a bad price. Now, why do we have this in Chicago? A lot of people probably don't know this. Chicago has the second most Puerto Ricans outside of Puerto Rico. And we're the only city, we're the only place in the country with a designated Puerto Rican neighborhood. And because of that, we have the awesome Jibarito. And you want to try the real OG, because this was technically popularized in the US, not invented in the US, it was invented in Puerto Rico. But Plantano Loco, the place that originated this in Puerto Rico, is still slinging these. You can still go snag one. So if you really want to go get the OG, head there in Puerto Rico. If you want to go to the stateside OG, head over to Borinquen. I always want to say Borinquen, but I guess it's Borinquen? Borinquen, am I saying that right? I'm probably butchering that. These are great though. The plantains have a nice consistency. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you've had fried plantains before, you'll know. It's got a little bit of a crispness to it, but also still some like softness in there. They've got a good flavor profile. I think they work great as like a vehicle, as a bread, if you will. I've said this a couple times in this video, but a garlic lover's dream. And that place has a cool, cool bar. So go in there, it's a sit down spot. Grab yourself a couple of drinks, have some fun, enjoy the day. Man, the state's flying by. This is so crazy. Again, shout out to the Patreon supporters. They're the reason I can make videos like this. And now, a little surprise for you guys. We're off to one of my favorite hamburgers in the city. Huge fan of this special type of cheese. That's your hint. And we're gonna go snag and pick up my homie AJ. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know AJ's been in a ton of vlogs. He's actually never been to the next spot we're going to. It's one of his like cross it off the list dream spots to go to. I told him I'd pick him up on the way. So let's go snag AJ, and then yeah, we're gonna go get an awesome burger. Let's go cruise.
Hello. Ready for some Paradise Pup?
Better believe it, finally. It's only been like 6 years in the making.
All right, Paradise Pup, we go. Let's cruise.
Get up earlier than I used to. Sleep on my right side.
Now we're continuing our way northwest to the best place to eat near O'Hare, and boy are we getting something good. We're heading to snag a Mertz cheddar burger from one hell of a legendary spot. But real quick, to get any of you Philistines up to speed with some Mertz cheddar education, if you haven't heard of the glory that is Mertz cheddar, it's a soft, aged, sharp cheddar that tastes like heaven and makes everything better. It all started in 1938 when George Merck opened his own homemade sausage and cheese business after selling his dad's cheese door to door for a few years. He opened 3 spots before losing it all original and going back to the drawing board. But having that never quit attitude that we love here in the US, George kept pushing, and then in the 50s, he developed Old Salem butter churn cheese spread and changed his business forever. It may have gone through a few rebrands before it became the Merck's cheddar we love today, but at its core, it's the same cheddar spread George invented, and it's one of the most delicious cheeses you'll come across, which is why it's no surprise that by the 70s, they were selling 60,000 pounds of cheese a month. So where are we going to get this legendary cheese? We're going to what might be my favorite place to sling it on a burger. We're headed to Paradise Pup. Alright guys, one of my favorite spots in the city, Paradise Pup. Let's feast on a Merck's cheddar burger, huh? Let's cruise. Founded in 1982 by George and Tony Manos after their dad saw the building for sale and phoned them up, this place has been slinging delicious food for decades. You can get to it in less than 10 minutes from O'Hare, they'll toss you your food fast, and you better believe it's going to taste amazing. They've got a lot of great items on their menu, but today we're here for their charred cheddar burger.
Staring at the cuts all day, I finally had to look the other way. The crescent of the moon from in a diamond store, the creaking of a floor from in.
Oh my god. AJ's already dug into his. How do you like, this is your first bites of Paradise Pup.
The real deal.
The real deal, right?
It's actually one of the rare places that's worth the hype. It is.
It is worth the hype, and it's all about the Merck's cheddar. Merck's cheddar is so freakishly good. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. One of my favorite things I discovered in Chicago. I don't know if it's like a Chicago thing. I want to say it's kind of a Wisconsin thing maybe, but it is freakishly good. All right, let's get a little bite here. Man. For a simple burger, that's not a smash burger. I'm a smash burger psycho. This is about as good as it gets for a simple burger.
There's something about the Merck's cheddar too that works in tandem really well with the flavor of the meat. I don't know what it is, but on this particular burger, it's substantial.
And just a little shack, you can't even go in there.
I know, right?
I love it. It feels like the type of place that would be cash only, even though it's not. One fun fact for you guys. This isn't about Paradise Pup, this is about Merck's cheddar. When the Merck's cheddar guy first started a business, he was like selling cheese. How about this for a move? He painted a number 1 on the left side of his delivery van and a number 2 on the right side. So as you went around, he only owned one van, but he had people thinking, because they would see van number 1 one way, van number 2 the other. He had people thinking that he was more successful than he was. Is that not hysterical, dude?
Smart.
I think it's so funny. Would you consider this one of Chicago's perfect burgers? I think there's a handful, like maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 perfect burgers in Chicago.
I would agree in that number, and yes, this is in that number. Absolutely, and definitely for the price too.
Yeah, under 10 bucks out the door. It's unbelievable. This place really is fantastic. Like you said, it's worth the drive. If you're flying in or out of O'Hare and have a rental, it's my favorite move is coming here after O'Hare. It's an awesome move. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I've got more videos coming out every couple weeks. Usually, I got a bunch of stuff in the bank. I already have a Denver video. I traveled to Denver and back. That video I've already finished. It's already out for my Patreon folks. Support me on Patreon if you can. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Can we